Probably this time of year I don't drink as much because I've got to be zero by 4 in the morning. But I'd still have, maybe four beers a night.
If I've got to cook in the kitchen, if I'm cooking, I'm probably having a beer. So it just sort of goes hand in hand for me. So if I'm cooking, I'll have a beer. And a standard night, which I think you wake up pretty good the next day if you had probably 3 to 4 standard drinks.
Depending on the person, but yeah, myself, like, I might only have a couple of beers during the week, might be 1 or 2 each night, and then Friday or Saturday depends if we've got people coming around, then it'll vary.
Anything between 2 and 4 maybe, so it depends. Like some days you might have 4, you've had a hard day at work and it's been quite warm or something like that, and other days you might have just a couple after work. So
that's a hard question. I guess everybody's different. I mean, I go home, I'll have my 2 stubbies a night most nights, but I try to have 2 alcohol-free nights a week just to keep myself honest. And so I guess most people have their 2 to 3 drinks a night.
For me, I guess it'd be just 2, maybe 3 drinks a night, yeah.
Probably over a dozen, be risky.
Well, probably, they say anyone that drinks more than 2 needs 2 a day, that's risky drinking. So like people go home and they'll have half a dozen stubbies every night. I consider that quite risky.
Sometimes you hear it's 2, sometimes you hear it's 4. I think, once you go over it, it's how far you go over it, I suppose, too. Could be a big thing. If you go over by 1, then it's not a big deal, but if you go over by a dozen, then that's going into really high-risk stuff.
Binge drinking, so you're probably 12, 14 more a night, or...
I suppose anything more than 5, maybe 5 or 6, that would be starting to get into the danger area of where you could be doing damage to yourself. So,
I mean, I think if you're doing your sort of half a dozen to sort of dozen stubbies every night, well, obviously you've got to sort of have a look at yourself and say, well, I think I might have a bit of a problem with it, It's
Probably half a dozen or more, yeah.